Why do 99% of humans not know this about Earth?
Imagine waking up tomorrow and discovering that everything you believed about Earth was only a tiny piece of the truth. Not because scientists were hiding secrets, not because history was rewritten, but because the reality of our planet is so astonishing that the human brain struggles to truly comprehend it. We walk across the ground every day believing Earth is stable, permanent, and familiar. We memorize maps in school. We know the continents, the oceans, the mountains, and the deserts. Yet beneath our feet, above our heads, and even inside our own bodies, Earth is doing things so extraordinary that 99% of people never stop to think about them. Tonight, we're going beyond the textbooks to uncover the hidden reality of the only world we've ever called home. At this very second, while you sit completely still, Earth is racing through space at an unbelievable speed. It spins around its axis at nearly 1,670 kilometers per hour near the equator. At the same time, it orbits the Sun at over 107,000 kilometers per hour. But that's only the beginning. Our entire solar system is orbiting the center of the Milky Way galaxy at around 828,000 kilometers per hour, while the galaxy itself is moving through the universe at an even greater speed. Every moment of your life, you are traveling millions of kilometers without feeling the slightest movement. Imagine riding the fastest jet ever built, then multiplying its speed thousands of times, yet your coffee doesn't spill. That is the invisible miracle happening every second. Most people picture Earth as a giant ball of solid rock. In reality, the ground beneath your feet is surprisingly thin. The Earth's crust, the part where every city, mountain, forest, and civilization exists, is incredibly fragile. In many places beneath the oceans, it is less than 10 kilometers thick. Compared to Earth's overall size, the crust is thinner than the skin of an apple. Beneath that thin shell lies an ocean of slowly moving molten rock, followed by an outer core of liquid iron and nickel surrounding a solid inner core as hot as the surface of the Sun. Everything humanity has ever built exists on a delicate floating layer drifting above unimaginable heat. Even stranger is the fact that Earth is alive, not biologically, but geologically. Continents are not fixed. They are enormous tectonic plates floating on Earth's mantle. Every year they move a few centimeters, roughly as fast as your fingernails grow. It seems insignificant, yet over millions of years those tiny movements reshape the entire planet. Oceans open and close. Mountains rise. Continents collide. The Himalayas continue to grow because India is still crashing into Asia. The Atlantic Ocean becomes wider every year as North America and Europe slowly drift apart. If humans survive millions of years into the future, the world map will look nothing like it does today. Now consider another invisible force protecting every living thing on Earth. Deep beneath our feet, the spinning liquid iron core generates an enormous magnetic field that surrounds the planet. You cannot see it, hear it, or touch it, but without it life would likely never have evolved. Every day, the Sun bombards Earth with billions of tons of charged particles known as the solar wind. Without Earth's magnetic shield, those particles would gradually strip away our atmosphere, exposing the surface to deadly radiation. Mars once had rivers, lakes, and perhaps even oceans, but after losing much of its magnetic protection billions of years ago, its atmosphere became thin and hostile. Earth survives because of an invisible shield generated thousands of kilometers beneath us. The atmosphere itself is another incredible illusion. When we look into the sky, it appears endless. Yet if Earth were shrunk to the size of a classroom globe, the breathable atmosphere would be thinner than a layer of paint. Nearly every human achievement, every animal, every forest, and every cloud depends on this fragile blanket of gases. Travel just 100 kilometers upward and you've essentially reached space. Everything protecting life exists within an incredibly delicate shell that could never be replaced if it disappeared. Water seems ordinary because it surrounds us, but scientists consider it one of the most unusual substances in the universe. Most materials become denser when they freeze. Water does the opposite. Ice floats. This simple property allows lakes and oceans to freeze from the top down, protecting aquatic life beneath during harsh winters. If ice sank instead, entire oceans could freeze solid over time, making complex life nearly impossible. The very substance we drink every day behaves in a way that defies the rules followed by most other materials, quietly making Earth's ecosystems possible. Perhaps the greatest misconception is believing humans dominate Earth. In reality, microscopic organisms rule the planet. A single teaspoon of healthy soil contains billions of microorganisms representing thousands of species. These invisible communities recycle nutrients, produce fertile land, and sustain nearly every plant that feeds humanity. Even your own body contains trillions of microbes. In fact, the number of microbial cells living in and on you is astonishingly large, forming complex ecosystems that influence digestion, immunity, and even aspects of health. The line separating you from the living world is far more blurred than most people imagine. Earth is also far louder than we realize. While our ears detect only a narrow range of sounds, the planet constantly vibrates. Earthquakes send seismic waves racing through its interior. Massive storms generate low-frequency sounds that travel thousands of kilometers. Glaciers crack with explosive force. Volcanoes produce deep infrasound beyond human hearing. Scientists use these vibrations almost like doctors use ultrasound, revealing Earth's internal structure without ever drilling deep into the planet. Beneath the silence lies a world constantly in motion. Then there is time itself. Human history feels ancient, stretching back thousands of years. Yet if Earth's 4.5 billion year history were compressed into a single calendar year, dinosaurs would appear only around Christmas. They would vanish just days before New Year's Eve. Modern humans would arrive during the final minutes before midnight on December 31st. Every empire, every invention, every war, every civilization, and every person who has ever lived would occupy only the last fleeting seconds of Earth's timeline. We often believe humanity stands at the center of history, but from the planet's perspective, our entire existence has been little more than a brief moment. Perhaps the most astonishing truth is that Earth may be far rarer than we once believed. Astronomers have discovered thousands of planets orbiting distant stars. Many are scorching hot gas giants. Others are frozen wastelands or rocky worlds bombarded by intense radiation. Earth occupies an extraordinary balance known as the habitable zone, where temperatures allow liquid water to exist. It possesses a large stabilizing moon, an active magnetic field, moving tectonic plates that recycle carbon, abundant liquid water, and a remarkably stable climate over immense stretches of time. Each factor alone is uncommon. Together, they create a world capable of supporting billions of forms of life. Whether similar planets are abundant or exceedingly rare remains one of science's greatest unanswered questions. So why do 99% of humans never think about these realities? Because our brains evolved to survive daily life, not to comprehend planetary scales, billions of years, or cosmic motion. We notice traffic, weather, deadlines, and routines, while the greatest wonders happen silently in the background. Earth does not announce its miracles. It simply continues spinning through the darkness of space, protecting life with invisible forces, reshaping continents over millions of years, and carrying every living creature on an incredible journey around an ordinary-looking star in one ordinary-looking galaxy. The next time you step outside, pause for just a moment. The ground beneath your feet is floating over a fiery interior. An invisible magnetic shield stretches into space above your head. The air you breathe is part of a paper-thin atmosphere clinging to a speeding planet that has survived cosmic collisions, ice ages, supervolcanoes, and mass extinctions. Against impossible odds, this tiny blue world became the only place we know where life has flourished. And perhaps the greatest secret about Earth isn't hidden beneath its oceans or buried inside its core. It's that we live on one of the most extraordinary worlds in the known universe, and most of us never truly realize it.